Hello, I'm Jimmy Nyholm, the Mental Health Outreach Coordinator for Tri-County GLAD. Welcome to the May 2016 Community Education Blog entitled, What is Hoarding? This guest returns for the Community Education Blog on hoarding disorders. Welcome back. Hello, tell us your name and a bit about yourself. Hello, my name is Elaine Atkins. I grew up here as a native Californian. Did you encounter or experience any situation with hoarding? Can you share? Yes, it was very interesting. A friend and I often went to another friend's place. Anyway, I went to his house where he hosted a party. When the party was prepared, his friends and he gathered newspapers, books, magazines, and pictures to put them in the garage. The stuff were invisible, so no one noticed and knew about hoarding. I often went over to his house and it was so clean. I asked him how, since he was a photographer himself. The place was impeccably clean. He asked me if he could show me something. I said, fine. So he said, come on, and we went into the garage. I thought it was no big deal. I thought the stuff was stacked, but when I entered there, I was shocked at the sight of the extremely organized stacks of newspapers, books, magazines, and pictures. I asked him, why do you keep these stuff for so many years? He says that he does not know why or how to throw them away. He cherished them and he couldn't do anything as it was a habit to put them away. I looked at him in amazement. He was a photographer. I found that interesting. What hoarding symptoms did you recognize from this person? I asked him what could he do with those stacks of stuff. He said it was nothing was wrong and he had no problem, and looked at them as a hobby. And I said, no, it's hoarding. He denied it and said, no, it's not hoarding, it's a hobby. I asked him where are cars, where he said, and he said they were parked in the driveway. What strategies did this person utilize to alleviate the hoarding symptoms? Since he could not organize, I suggested to him to call his adult children to come over and would be happy to help you by discarding the stuff. I told him that he would feel better. He said that was a good idea, so his son and his daughter came over and were shocked at the sight of so much stuff. They said, my dad, we never knew that he was hoarding so much stuff for so many years. He was secretive. Why? He said. Yes, I already told you. They took it in stride and put away the stuff all in the trash all day long. The trash continued to stack up and stack up. I told them the trash would arrive tomorrow. The trash would be gone. You will feel better. We kissed him and then left him. Once we left, he said no, he was not happy. He decided to put the trash back in his house. Whoa. Share your words of wisdom with us on how awareness of hoarding could be spread to the community. I went back to visit my friend again. I thought that he got over the hoarding problem. I asked him to see his garage, but he was a little bit embarrassed. I went into the garage and was flabbergasted. I asked him, "What happened? I thought you emptied everything. What happened?" He was at a loss for words. I told him to ask his children to help out, but he said, "No, my children do not know about this." I suggested that his friends come and help him. They'd be happy to go over and help him out. He said, "Okay, fine." The five of us continued to throw away things, the stuff in the trash bags. The bags were done, and the good magazines and books were donated to the libraries, hospitals, and to anyone who enjoyed reading. He said, "Thank you." Okay, okay. I told him that he thought we would plan on throwing the trash outside. No way, we told him. We were sorry that we did not trust him. I told him to stay where he was. The four of us took the stuff to the recycling center. It took more than an hour to put away so many bags after we drove to the recycling center. We cooled down, we returned to his place, and he thanked us. I told him that we hoped that he would not be a hoarder anymore. I also told him to keep practicing and keep trying. Now, for the community, I suggest do not make a bad habit of hoarding. Not a hoarder is not good for you. Why? It's obsessive, stressful, mental, and draining. Every night when you go to sleep, you have those thoughts over and over. It ruins your health. I hope that you get help from your family and your friends, okay? Waving hands, thank you. What is hoarding? Hoarding is a mental health disorder. According to Anxiety and Depression Association of America, ADAA, www.adaa.org, hoarding is a persistent difficulty discarding or parting with possessions, regardless of their actual value. This website also points out the behavior has greater effects: emotional, physical, social, financial, and even legal for a hoarder and family members. What is the difference between collecting and hoarding? The International OCD, Obsessive Compulsive Disorder Foundation, explains that in collecting, people proudly display their collections and keep them well organized. While in hoarding, people seldom seek to display their possessions, which is usually kept in disarray. ADAA explains that hoarding may be related to compulsive buying, the compulsive acquisition of free items, or the compulsive search for the perfect or unique item. This website also provides some symptoms of hoarding, including inability to throw away possessions, severe anxiety when attempting to discard items, distress, such as feeling overwhelmed or embarrassed by possessions, obsessive thoughts and actions, fear of running out of an item or needing it in the future. functional impairments, including loss of living space, social isolation, family or marital discord, financial difficulties, or health hazards. Hoarding disorder may happen to anyone at any age. Mayo Clinic, mayoclinic.org, includes the risk factors of hoarding, such as age, personality, family history, stressful life events, and social isolation. People who hoard may be treated with cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, which may be more effective than medications when it involves a therapist. With the assistance from an organizer going into the home of the hoarder to help him or her to develop strategies to change the hoarding behaviors. Thank you for sharing with us on your experiences with the hoarding disorder. I love you.